Yo, what's good? It's your boy Wilson. You watching EmceeTV The Podcast, coming at you live from EmceeTV Studios in Des Moines, Iowa. Today I'm flying solo, but the show must go on, baby. The show must go on. No stopping this here. So today we're going to talk a little hip-hop, and we're going to get your feedback on it. So jump in the chat. Drop me a comment since I'm out here flying solo. I'm going to bring a couple of folks in here real quick. We're going to invite some of the homies. We'll see if we can't get the word out there real quick, and we'll get it cracking. But man, I'm not trying to bite Ray's look, but I got something weird going on with my eyes right now. I got a scratch across my eye right before we went out to Denver for the Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa shows for 420. And then my eye's healing. I had these eye drops the doctor gave me and whatever. But now looking at anything with like a backlit screen, like my phone or the computer screen or anything else like that, is really messing with my eyes. So today I'm Ray West with the glasses. Shout out to homie Ray West for the look. But yeah, you know what I mean? We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna keep it going. Ray had family things going on, so you know what I mean, I'm out here doing my thing. But like I said, I'm blasting out the link to a few of the homies. We're gonna see if we can bring a couple of folks up in here, and we'll take it from there. So while I handle the behind the scenes things real quick, jump in the comment section, jump in the chat. You know what I mean? Let your boy know who's up in here, and let's get it cracking. Let's make it happen. We got a lot of things to talk about today. It's gonna be a good show. We're talking Pooh Shiesty. We're talking Eminem. What else did I have scheduled on the list here? Druski. I don't know much about Druski. Druski's a new cat that just kind of came on the scene for me. I see him in all the commercials and whatnot, but I've never seen a Druski stand up. Maybe I'm tardy on that. I'm late to the show, so let me know what you think. And I don't know. Let's see if let's help catch me up on Druski and what's going on in that scene. But we're gonna invite the homie Conflict up in here. We'll send a link to the homie Tony Slippers. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just got a handful of folks I'm gonna try and bring up in here. Triller, the homie Jamie Triller. You know, so that's probably good. We'll drop a link on the Facebook wall and let everybody know where they can find us. But yeah, you know, we got a good show I put together this afternoon. I'm hoping y'all enjoy it. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Even though I don't got another guest on here with me, it's still fun to jump on here and do these. And you know, I've been doing these for a long time. So let me see here. My man Kodak's just jumped up in here. That's my little brother Cap. Let's see what he says. I'm excited for all the new possible interviews. Yeah, we got a lot of big possible interviews. Getting ready to go out to LA. I've been putting things together for LA. A lot of big interviews coming out there. So I'm really hoping that we can land some cool stuff. I think there's a lot of dope possibilities. Either way, I'm recording some new music. I'm gonna shoot a couple music videos out in LA, and we're definitely gonna make that happen. So it's gonna be a big business trip, but I've had a couple of things on the schedule that with LA rappers that weren't able to happen. So now I'm gonna be in their neck of the woods. So I'm gonna come knock on their door and see if we can't put it together. But I got a lot of dope MCs I reached out to, and I got a cool way to attack this in terms of putting it together. Hey, what's up? CP up in here. Much love, bro. Much love. I was just getting ready to message him directly. I was gonna let him know I'm on. Let's make it happen. But without any further ado, we got a handful of the homies up in here. Yes, sir. Rolling solo dolo, baby. You know what I mean? We had to make it happen. But Ray's tied up with family obligations. So, you know, no worries there. But yeah, so without any further ado, I'm going to jump in here. We're going to talk a little hip hop, y'all. Oh, no, not that one. Let's see here. Boom. All right. So this article comes in from Hot New Hip Hop. And let me grab us the image. I'm a couple of steps behind here, folks. That's my fault. When you're producing, narrating, hosting, all of that at the same time. You know what I mean? Sometimes it gets a little cumbersome, if you will. But we got this. We got this. Boom. There we go. All right. So, article goes on to say, comes in from Hot New Hip Hop. Image is courtesy of Hot New Hip Hop. I didn't get it. I didn't get a photographer's name. Damn, I'm just dropping the ball left and right. What the heck is going on? Okay. Article goes on to say Druski has a dominant comedic force online for years, and now his talents will be broadcast on a national stage at the 2026 BET Awards. Druski makes history after becoming host for 2026 BET Awards. Druski has accomplished a lot in his career over the years, but he may have just earned his greatest milestone this week. The online comedian and content creator, who is 31, is going to be the host of the 2026 BET Awards per Billboard. It's one of the biggest music award ceremonies today, making this more impressive that he's making history too. Per the outlet, he's going to be the youngest person to host He's going to be the youngest host in the program's 25-year history. He's going to narrowly eclipse fellow comedic star Kevin Hart, who is 31, but closer to 32 than Druski was when he took the role in 2011. Hart was born July 6th, whereas Druski was born September 12th. Goes on to say, given the Could Have Been Records creator is going to be following in the footsteps of greats like Kevin Hart at such a young age, he's incredibly thankful for the opportunity. In a statement, he said, "It's an honor to be the youngest host ever for the BET Awards. I grew up watching the BET Awards, and to know the comedic legends that hosted before me set the bar so high. I'm just grateful to be a part of the history." Now, I want to know, are y'all still tuned? Oh, shout out to Tremaine. Much love, brother. Views from the West up in here, too. Much love, much love. All the homies up in here. I appreciate y'all supporting me, even though I'm flying solo, fellas. Thank you very much. Much love, much love. All right, so we got a good audience in here. Drop me a comment down below. Are y'all still tuning in for BET Awards, MTV Awards? I mean, they were big when I grew up in the, you know what I mean? I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. These were huge in the 2000s, you know what I mean? But are they still? Are y'all still checking for them? Are we still watching the BET Awards and the MTV Awards and the Emmys and the SAG Awards and all that? You know what I mean? Do they have as much meaning as they once did, or is this something that's kind of gone to the wayside and we're like, you know what I mean? We don't care. Tremaine says, good for Druski. Shout out to Tremaine from Straight Vodka Entertainment. Got him and CP both up in here. The homies took me out the other day, put me up on the K-pop scene here in Des Moines. We hit one of those Korean hot pots and the all-you-can-eat buffet situation. That was fire. That was fire. They just keep bringing you little sliced up meats and whatnot to cook. I had my man Ray up on the grill. Ray was cooking for everybody. But Tremaine says, nah, I just watched the clips. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, bro. I'll catch the reels later or catch the highlights. I don't necessarily need to tune in. Most of them joints go down when I'm working anyways. But it's I guess it's cool that he gets to host it. I don't know much of Druski's background. I don't know if he's a stand-up comedian or if I see him mostly on like the Bet 365 commercials and stuff. I pulled him up here. It says he's 31 years old, born in Baltimore, Maryland. He went to South Gwinnett High School, Georgia Gwinnett College. He's 6'2". He's a big guy. I mean, he looks like a big guy, so I guess I should have figured that. Drew Desbordes, known professionally as Druski, is an American comedian, actor, and influencer. All right, here we go. Let's see what the Wikipedia says. He is known for his sketch comedy, Could Have Been Records, and collaborations with various musicians in their music videos, including Jack Harlow, Drake, Lil Yachty, and others. I could have swore I just saw something. Oh, this is Columbia, Maryland. Okay. I thought I saw something about Missouri on there. In 2017, he began posting comedic skits and content on his Instagram under the name Druski Too Funny, now Druski. In his earlier skits, he played a character named Kyle Roger, a frat bro, a ruthless record exec label exec, and others. In March 2020, He made an appearance in the music video for Little Yachty, Orphan's Bank Account. August 2020, he was featured in the music video for Drake, Laugh Now, Cry Later, featuring Little Dirk. He would later connect with rapper Jack Harlow. Okay, so he's an internet success for sure. I mean, he's done his thing. I don't know. I mean, I like him. He's cool. I wasn't super familiar with him. I didn't know if he, Kevin Hart has several stand-up specials. Martin Lawrence got stand-up specials. I didn't know if he was that kind of like stand-up comedian or what he was, but apparently he does skits. He's funny. I mean, he's cool. I guess I best know him for Bet 365 and or whatever, you know what I mean, the betting commercial that he does. But he's cool. You know what I mean? I rock with it. I support it. So props to Druski for that. You know what I mean? That's a cool one. Much love to him. What else we got going on here? So this one doesn't got an image, but y'all know I mess with Shady Records, Eminem, and that whole camp pretty heavy. You know what I mean? I dig them. And so Vibe recently, about 5 hours ago, dropped an article said 50 Cent and Eminem break down their decades-long friendship. Quote, "The white boy just saved my life," end quote. Like I said, this comes in from Vice. So the article goes on to say 50 Cent and Eminem talk about their relationship and how they always out for each other during a 2006 interview. The relationship between 50 Cent and Eminem is well documented, as the former was terrorizing and antagonizing everyone in the industry. He found a home with the latter at Shady Records. With M and Dre behind him and a lot of great records, 50 Cent took over the world with Get Rich or Die Trying, his debut album, which is fire. Hey, M, you know you're my favorite white boy, right? I owe you for this one. He laughed unpatiently waiting. However, their relationship grew beyond just music. To this day, they're still friends. All of that stems from the fact that 50 Cent and Eminem were there for each other in their worst moments. The article goes on to say, in December 2006, in an interview with Vibe magazine, the Detroit legend admitted that the loss of his close friend Proof left him devastated. We just came up on that anniversary. RIP to Proof. Shout out to Nassan and the rest of the family. You know, that's it's a hell of a tragedy. Proof was one of my favorites. He's a hell of an MC. I mean, you go back and look at all of the stuff they did with D12, but Searching for Jerry Garcia, his solo project, is fire. You know what I mean? That double disc is amazing. The way he put that together, the music, the DVD, the whole story with all that, and the situation behind it is very cool. But back to this. So it says in the article, it says he desperately tried to keep a brave face for the sake of his kids. However, there were days when he couldn't even will himself to get out of bed, but it was 50 standing by his side to let him know a lot about his character. Consequently, he promised that there wasn't a favor he wouldn't do for him. Fifth was right there at the funeral, at everything. I mean, he was there at my wedding. When I ask Fifth for favors, I don't look at it like I signed you, so you owe me this. I look at it like we're on the same level. If you can do this one favor, then I will return the favor, Eminem told the outlet. M and 50 last collaborated on Snoop's 2024 song Guns and Smoke. In the later in the conversation, the interview was taken aback at how 50 Cent and Eminem had such similar thinking. For 50, he admitted that he always has something he doesn't like about people in the music industry. But with Slim Shady, he was more than just another rapper and exec. He was like family. I put him in next to my grandma. He emphasized, there are people who took care of me when I couldn't take care of myself. Then Eminem recalled when he, D12 member Obi Trice, and 50 Cent recorded Love Me for the 8 Mile track. 8 Mile soundtrack. Initially, it was business as usual. The two Detroit MCs laying down their verses, but then they were taken aback by how 50 came with his own rhymes. Then 50 exclaimed, "The white boy just saved my life." I mean, that's a dope article. I think that's pretty cool. I like it's lighthearted. You know what I mean? It's it just goes to show that their relationship is pretty deep. They've been through it together. Uh, and 50 doesn't make a whole bunch of music these days, or much at all. But I like that they stuck it out. A lot of the times, the music industry can be kind of divisive, and people don't necessarily stick together. Tremaine jumped in there. I missed it earlier. He said, "R.I.P. Big Proof." Yeah, Proof is Proof is a slept on MC. You know what I mean? The stuff that he did. I'm gonna search something real quick just to verify I am correct. But um, Proof is, I mean, he essentially was Mekhi Phifer's character in 8 Mile. I mean, he really hosted the battles down at the shelter at St. Andrews. He was, and the stuff that he did. I guess maybe not necessarily at St. Andrews, but definitely at the hip hop spot. That the at the what was the hip hop spot? Was it Carl Kanai's? All right, we're verifying something here real quick. I don't got any. Okay, so computer definitely listens. Proof was a massive figure in Detroit hip hop, often called the glue, credited as the glue of the scene and a staple of the famous hip hop shop open mics. Yeah, and the hip hop shop was where Maurice Malone. I said Carl Kanai. I was close. I was, that close. 1993, fashion designer Maurice Malone opened the hip hop shop, a clothing store that hosted open mic contests in Detroit. It was at 15736 West 7 Mile Road. They had hosted open mic contests that were managed and hosted by Proof on Saturdays from 4 to 6. Its rap battles inspired similar scene depicted in the 8 Mile movie starring Eminem. A lot of people don't know the whole, behind the scenes of all that, but Proof was that guy, you know what I mean? And I was trying to look this up. I feel like when he recorded Searching for Jerry Garcia, I want to say he did that in 24 tracks in 24 hours. I feel like that was I'm trying to verify if that's correct. Let's see if that's correct. Well, it doesn't say it. Game, I think, recently did that. Let's see here. Okay, so Google AI says rapper Proof, Deshaun Holton, a founding member of D12 and a close friend of Eminem, famously wrote and recorded what was intended to be his third solo album, Time a Tell, in a single 24-hour period shortly before his death. The challenge. The 24-hour recording session was a challenge issued by a friend and producer, Julius DJ Wells, DJ Jules Baby Myers. The resulting project, Time to Tell, featuring 18 tracks recorded in that time frame. The recording was intended to be accompanied by a documentary. Following Proof's death on April 11, 2006, the album was later released as a digital download mixtape. The intense recording session was done at DJ Jules' home studio in Detroit and highlighted Proof's dedication to his craft, with Myers noting, at the time, it shows how serious Proof was about recording. He's definitely, I mean, I mixed up the albums, but Proof was that guy on the mic. Who we got up in here? Jeremiah Rios, what's up? What's up? Got the homie Riley up in here. Kodak said, that's a dope idea, actually. I believe that was Game's new thing with DJ Drama. Rapper Game records 24 tracks in 24 hours. So I feel like So while the game is known for his intense recording marathons, once claiming to have recorded 60 songs in 48 hours for a Gangsta Grillz tape, the notable documented feature of rapping for exactly 24 hours straight was achieved by Los Angeles rapper Murs. Shout out to Murs, making underground rap shit. OG legend off strange music, off rhyme sayers. Murs record in October 2016, Murs set the Guinness World Record for the longest rap marathon, rapping for over 24 hours. The feat, Murs performed for 24 hours straight, including his own songs and classic hip hop tracks. Other mentions, while not 24 tracks in 24 hours, Lupe Fiasco famously attempted to record a 10 song album from scratch in 24 hours in 2021. That's hardcore. There's a video on here by deleted user in Reddit. If you just type in rapper game records 24 tracks in 24 hours, it should pull up the Bars for Days Murs track. I reached out to Murs recently. I linked up with him years ago on the Murs for President tour when he came to Des Moines at the Vaudeville Muse. Shout out to Murs. Shout out to the Vaudeville Muse, RIP. That was, I mean, if you're from Des Moines, you know what the Muse was. A lot of people, I mean, even my little brother Cap ain't from Des Moines, but he rocked the Muse with us. You know what I mean? There's a lot of MCs that made their bones at the Vaudeville Muse here in Des Moines, and you know that's it has got a lot of salt in that place. You know what I mean? It's been turned into a club recently, but hopefully it goes circle and comes back around, and maybe we get the Vaudeville Muse back one day in some form or another. Same with House of Bricks. House of Bricks was a phenomenal spot. It switched locations a couple times from Merle Hay Road to East Village. I think it was Grand Avenue. It was on over there. But it's the Garden now. But I mean, there was there's a lot of history in there as well. I saw Hobson and Stevie Stone rock the mic in there back in the day before either one of them had the massive success that they went on to obtain later. Yeah, Des Moines got a lot of history. Des Moines got a lot of history, y'all. Okay, all right, moving on. Next up in the news. So me and Ray had brought y'all the Pooh Shiesty article a little while back. Pooh Shiesty is a rapper that, for anybody that doesn't know, I'll give you a little backstory. Pooh Shiesty is a rapper that was signed to Gucci Mane's label. I'm bringing in the image here for us real quick. He was signed to Gucci Mane's label and apparently wanted out of his contract. And I don't know if Gucci didn't want to let him out or he hadn't fulfilled his obligations or what the situation was, but nonetheless, it was there's allegations that they took the contract back by force, and so that's kind of where we're at. That was a previous episode of EmceeTV. Ray and I brought you that Gucci, I think what was his name, Big 30. Big 30 Gucci and I'm sorry, Big 30 Pooh Shiesty and his pops went down there and they took Gucci's they forcibly asked or made Gucci sign a new contract relieving Pooh Shiesty from his obligations. And so fast forward to this new article that came out today from Hot New Hip Hop. Go ahead and bring in the image. This image is courtesy of Prince William from Wire Images. Article courtesy of Caroline Fisher. This article dropped about 4 hours ago on Hot New Hip Hop. It says, Pooh Shiesty's dad argues prosecutors have a weak case against him. Article goes on to say, shortly after Pooh Shiesty's father was arrested this month, he was granted a $250,000 bond, but prosecutors want it revoked. Earlier this month, Pooh Shiesty and multiple others were arrested and hit with charges related to the alleged kidnapping and robbery of Gucci Mane. Prosecutors accuse him of carrying out an armed takeover of a recording studio to get out of his 1017 contract. If convicted, he could end up spending some serious time behind bars. Pooh Shiesty's father, Lontrell Williams Sr., was among those arrested. Shortly after he was taken into custody, he was granted a $250,000 bond with a $25,000 cash deposit. Prosecutors swiftly moved to have his bond revoked, alleging that he could be a flight risk. He's fighting back, insisting that they have a weak case. In new court documents obtained by TMC, Williams Sr. and his team argue that he should await trial at home. They claim the evidence they have against him is profoundly underwhelming. Prosecutors accuse Williams Sr. of traveling from Memphis to Dallas, booking the studio, printing the contract release, and being present during the alleged ordeal. He, on the other hand, says he traveled from Memphis to Dallas weeks before the other defendants did. According to him, he did this so he could take care of his son. He also claims that he always books studios for Pooh Shiesty. As for the allegation about printing the contract release, he insists prosecutors don't have any evidence to back this up. Pooh Shiesty's former lawyer, Bradford Cohen, has made similar statements accusing the government of lacking sufficient evidence. Quote, the FBI doesn't take 3 months to arrest someone if they believe everything that was said, end quote. He said before withdrawing from the case. There is no contract. This mystery contract. There's no contract. This mystery contract. They have no contract. They have no video of the alleged signing of a contract. They have no guns. They have no jewelry. They have none of that physical evidence, end quote. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up on the case, but what are your thoughts? Should Gucci just kind of take it on the chin and keep it moving and forget about it? Or is this something that we think that should be settled? Obviously, the feds already got it, and their success rate is pretty heavy in court. So I don't think that it's looking too good for Pooh Shiesty and the crew. I don't know. It's interesting. It's probably not the best situation, regardless. Once it ends up in their hands, Pooh Shiesty has had some previous dealings, and I think he just got out the Bing. And so for him to even have this, type of situation is probably not good. But we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. I don't know. I had kind of forgotten about the case until it just popped back up on my radar. So I hope it works out well for everybody involved. Jeremiah Rios jumped in here. He said, would I give him a shout out? Yeah, man, I'll give you a shout out, bro. Appreciate you jumping in the live with us today. Thank you for supporting the show. You know what I mean? Telling a friend to tell a friend, jumping up in here and being part of the chat and watching the live and supporting the show, man. I show much love to anybody that's up in here. So I got a gang of them too. I got the homie Riley up in here. I got young Cap up in here with me. I got Jeremiah Rios up in here. Jeremiah Rios 27. Views from the West. That's the homie T-Bear and Frank Menkloke. I got CP up in here from Straight Vodka. And I think I said the homie Tremaine, but either way, I got Tremaine up in here from Straight Vodka too. So all the homies are up in here. And then we got some new ones. So much love to everybody supporting the show, tuning in and supporting. Yeah, man, I'll get you some contact information. I'll see if I can't message your, if you drop me an email or something, or just hit my email. We'll see if we can't set something up and maybe do an interview, Jeremiah. I appreciate you jumping on, and we'll see if we can't put it together, bro. All right, so this next one. Oh shit, I got Test One up in here too. Much love, Test One. All the veterans up in here. That's what's up. Much love. Damn. All right, so I already dropped the image on here, y'all. This one kind of caught my attention. I'm a 90s baby, you know what I mean? I was growing up in the 90s. This one comes in from XXL. Images courtesy of Ron Galea, collection, Gilbert Flores, Getty Images, The Art of Dialogue. Obviously, it's Tupac in the image. That's Keefe D, and I'm not sure who the other fella is. That's Tupac's stepbrother. But the article's titled "Tupac Shakur's Family Files New Wrongful Death Lawsuit Against Rappers Accused Killer Keefe D." I'd kind of forgot. I think this is still being settled in court, but If anybody's got any information on that, drop it in the chat. I'm not on the chat window right now. I had to pivot over here to read the article, but article goes on to say Tupac Shakur's family, namely Tupac's stepbrother Maurice Shakur, files a new wrongful death lawsuit against the late rapper's accused killer Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. I feel like that's fitting. According to Los Angeles Times report published on Wednesday, April 29th, Maurice Mopreme Shakur, the stepbrother of Tupac Shakur, filed a new wrongful death lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court on Tuesday, April 28th, against Dwayne Keefe D. Davis and a list of identified co-conspirators who were allegedly involved in the late rap icon's killing. Mopreme claims in his new lawsuit that the defendants were involved in a complex conspiracy to murder Tupac that involved much more than the retaliation of a prior altercation. Many individuals who were involved have long since passed away, while others have been hard to identify, the complaint reads. Yet one thing is certain. There remain individuals who were involved in Tupac's murder who, for 30 years, have not been held accountable for their crimes. The action seeks to change that, the complaint continues. Mopreme lists Keefe D and John Doe's 1 through 100 as individuals who may have participated in planning, financing, directing, or carrying out the conspiracy to kill Tupac, according to the LA Times. Additionally, Mopreme cites new evidence not available during the family's initial 1997 wrongful death lawsuit, including the 50 Cent produced Netflix documentary Sean Combs' The Reckoning, where it's alleged that Keefe D claimed Diddy may have offered him a 7-figure fee to orchestrate the murders of both Tupac and former Death Row Records founder Suge Knight. Diddy has vehemently, that's an interesting word, vehemently, I've never used that once in my life. Diddy has vehemently denied any involvement in the killing of Tupac. Keefe D is currently in a Las Vegas jail awaiting trial following his arrest in September of 2023. Authorities have charged him with the murder with use of a deadly weapon with the intent to promote, further, or assist a criminal street gang in retaliation to Tupac Shakur's killing on September 7th, 1996 in Las Vegas. As a kid, I didn't think we would ever get down to the truth on that. Shout out to the homie Sean from Cellar Boys up in here. Big up to the homie Sean. Much love, bro. I appreciate you jumping in the live with me, homie. Much love. Sean is a dope MC, y'all. If you ain't messing with the Cellar Boys, y'all need to get up on that. But back to the Tupac business. I don't know if anybody's been following this. I think Keefe D's his tour of podcasts where he jumped on everybody's podcast and admitted that he did it. He hit the scene, came out talking. He wasn't even like what if in it like OJ. This man came out and said, I did it. I gave my nephew Orlando Anderson the pistol, passed it to him. I acquired the pistol, blah, 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 blah. I mean, he said he did everything except pull the trigger. And to my knowledge, that's what I believe I heard, saw, and read. And so, you know, as a young kid that grew up and loved Tupac's music and followed his career, and you know, just thought he was an amazing MC and a rebel, and he fought against the oppressions and he fought for, you know, the justices. You know, he fought injustices and fought for justice, and he was just a very talented musician. So to see his life taken on the Las Vegas Strip, where they have more cameras than anywhere that I could possibly think of, and to have, I mean, we're going, what did it say? It was 1997 was when he killed? I thought it was 96. It was 96. It was September 7th, 1996. So we're talking, my math ain't the best here. Was that 40 years? 2006? Yeah. 36 years. We're 30 years later. Damn, that was sad. Watching me do this math live on the live. 30 years later, you know, we're talking, this man finally came out and said he did it. And we are just now seeing some closure to this, which is wild. But what, I mean, has anybody else followed this? Has anybody else thought about this court case? What are your thoughts on it? Drop me a comment down below. Let me know. To me, it's kind of dope to get some closure. I mean, it's too little, too late, obviously, because I think Keefe D has cancer and he's getting ready to die anyways, and I believe that's why he went on the kind of the farewell tour and decided it was okay to tell everybody because even if they tried to, I guess originally he thought he had, what do you call it? He was protected. Couldn't get double. He was protected by double jeopardy. They had already tried to try him or something to that extent. But um, you know, I'm happy to see that the man is usually I don't root against the bad guy per se, but in this case, I'm on Tupac's team. So I think it's best that Keefe D gets. Well, we could go ahead and just give him the execution. You know what I mean? Hit him with the hot shot, whatever. But I'd like to see the trial first. I'd like to hear the details. If I mean, they're claiming Diddy was involved. They're claiming other people were involved. I knew there were some accusations to that. He said there was money that was paid to him in order to orchestrate this, and I'd like to hear more of those details before we zap him. But yeah, man, this Keefe D bragged about it. He gloated about it, and he thought it was cool that he took away one of the toughest MCs. You know, we to this day we still have people going, man, if Tupac was around, this mumble rap wouldn't happen. If Tupac was around, this wouldn't happen. If Biggie was around, this wouldn't happen. You know, the what if MC situations happen all the time. People throw that out there, and to me, I think I know Skycrow's up in here with us. Shout out to my dog Skycrow. What up, bro? I ran into him at Rob Loda Star the other night when she was down here rocking from Kansas City. Shout out to Rob Loda Star. Uh, Skycrow said Diddy was busy freaking off. He ain't involved. I mean, he could spend a little money and send it out while he's doing his thing at the Freak Fest. You know what I mean? I'm sure he could give him some greased up $100 bills. So I don't know if we can rule him out just because he was diddling in the corner. But I don't know. I don't know. I definitely like to see some conclusion to this. I feel like you know the OJ trial was big. I was pretty young when that whole thing went down, but that was big. This would essentially be our OJ trial. If this was on court TV, I mean whew, people would be calling into work. You know what I mean? There'd be a lot of people that would not. They would be watching on their phones. They would be streaming it live. And if Netflix streamed the Keefe D trial, it might break the servers, y'all. This would be bigger than the Jake Paul fight against Mike Tyson. This would be huge. This would be huge. Um, I would like to see a conviction, but I would also like to know the details. I want to know what really happened because there was speculation that Suge Knight was involved. There was speculation that this dude was involved, that dude was involved. So it's big. Skycrow says he was sending money off, all right, sending money off to Johnson and Johnson. Oh no, he got me. I read it out loud in the chat on the live. Capo said that's a fact, so he's agreeing. He's agreeing. I mean, this was a huge case, y'all, and it still is, and so I would like to see some conclusion to it, but. Cap says I think Suge was still involved. He probably was. He probably was. He's another one that's doing a tell-all. His book should be coming out pretty soon. It'll be interesting to see if there's any details about that in there. And now that Mo Preem has a new court case going on, I mean, he might be able to pull that in as evidence as well. So there's a lot of new information coming on the scene in the Tupac Shakur case, and so this could definitely shed some new light on the situation. Drop us a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Skycrow hit me with a smiling emoji. He's laughing. He tricked me. I gotta cut it short, y'all. I got Taekwondo, but I think we got the Cap jumped on here with me earlier. We got everything dialed in on the podcast. We got a gang of people commenting up in here. I greatly appreciate everybody jumping on. I reached out to a bunch of new MCs. Check your Instagram inbox, y'all. I might have messaged you. I'm lining up a lot of new interviews. We're going to bring some people on. I don't mind jumping on here and rocking this podcast by myself, or me and Ray doing our our weekly chat. But we're bringing in new people. I'm going to be knocking on people's door. I might show up in a city where you are. You never know. I reached out to a lot of people, and we're going to try and line up some new interviews. We're going to keep this thing going on MCTV. We're going to keep putting Des Moines, Iowa on the map. We're going to keep bringing new hip hop interviews, the behind the scenes, the who's who of hip hop. We've been really fortunate with who we've had on here, and we're going to continue to bring y'all dope new hip hop. So as always, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in, enjoying, and supporting the show. Thank you so much to everybody I had up in here. Test One, Heartbreak Kid, Sky Crow, Kodaks, Riley, Tremaine, CP, Views from the West. Definitely check out the homies from Views from the West. They got a dope podcast going too. They film it over at the Homie Future spot. Des Moines, Iowa is no slouch, y'all. We got a lot going on. There's a lot of dope MCs out here. And I really appreciate everybody that tuned in today, that supported the podcast, that commented and jumped in the chat. And we've been trying to do fun things and give out gifts to the most active members in the chat. And so, today was my man Jeremiah Rios. He was the most active, I think. He got a number 1 next to his name. So for being the number 1 active member, he gets a official Suge Knight's no-fly list memo, which is a crumpled up coffee-stained fax from 1996 listing every person who was officially banned from entering the death row offices. So if you meet me down at the studio at 12:01 tonight, I got your copy of Suge Knight's official original no-fly list memo. Nah, man, I don't actually have that. We try and come up with some wild shit to give away on every show, just like radio DJs used to do back in the day. Caller number 5, come on down. We got this for you. You know what I mean? So we try and make it fun and come up with some wild shit to give away. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think we should give away next on MCTV. We do have some actual giveaways we're going to start giving out here pretty soon. I got some stickers. I got an official Big Ray West and Diamond G album that we're going to give away. We got some other exciting gifts. So tune in, keep watching. You never know. You might actually be a winner of some real merch coming from MCTV. So keep watching. Thank you so much. We had 20-some people up in here watching the pod today. So I appreciate y'all. You guys are the ones we do this for. You know what I mean? You guys are the reason we get out here, we pound the ground, and we talk hip-hop. So until next time, it's your boy Wilson for MCTV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
We've been known to snatch a piece or two. Y'all can't take over, because we gon' eat the you. Rock steady like a ginger brought Aretha through. This shit torture, and I'ma keep feeding you. On that East Coast shit, y'all better duck down. Price on his dome, 5 on it like yuck mouth. When the plug get knocked, that's when the price jump. American Nightmare, that's where the Spice One. Rappers running like Ricky in the alleyway. Putting an end to the week, no Saturday. They want static, get it shaking like Cassius Clay. Passionate thugs, mixing Douce with Alizé. Don't play with us. Them moves ain't got you safe enough. Yellow fuck 'em like Smokey off the Angel Dust. My life so real, sounds like I made it up. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Dangerous, softer than a razor's touch. We hit that script and get the cake enough. God hate ugly, so ain't no saving us. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Big balls don't